we can all we can all pick the topic, or we can just think of topics like me and you together. But also the celebrations that I wanted to include in the sacred lotus cycles of the Nile is celebrations for young women coming into womanhood, to give background on how society is now, and about how they feel about the cycle, and how they say it's a curse or it's nasty or people are embarrassed. But that puts up resistance. Any resistance in any form. See, my notes aren't clear. Resistance to any form of yourself. Okay. Resistance to any form of yourself is self-denial, which leads to self-inflicted wounds, which is against the rhythm, the one verse, the universe. So once we become in line with the universe, then that's when we can actually be at one with the Creator.
Balance, harmony, and tranquility.
Be at one with the Creator. And so these are things that I'm going to make a list of what I need from the ladies who join Sacred Lotus Cycles of the Nile. I need their names, email, phone number, birth date and age, sun sign, moon sign, and rising sign, and their availability for the times that they can meet.
It's going to be a fee also.
To join Sacred Lotus.
After your first, after the first 2 meetings are free, right? Then there's a fee.
Okay.
There's a fee.
Okay, so fees are coming next. I'm glad you said that.
This is what I want to say though. Since you healing the womb to keep it a wellness, the body is a wellness center. Children, spirit, souls come through this body, right? And the need comes to well. You have 24 chromosomes that you're going to give. The men's going to have 24 chromosomes. They're going to fuse. It's 48 chromosomes. They're going to manifest as one. But we know that's 24 and 24, right? And that's the third. It comes out the third, right? So all the ancestors that's in you are not cool. All the ancestors in him are not cool. So in the healing cycle, you're also denying or rebuking the wrong ancestors and to allow the righteous ancestors to speak for us. See, sometimes we don't rebuke the things that's in us, right? And they attach themselves to our children. Also, when you heal yourself, you heal your womb, and you heal your body, your children, they'll hear your voice better. Because you ain't got all the other energies in you.
Yes, because my children started listening better when I started to develop my cleanse my womb and develop my female, my divine feminine energy. When I started to do that, they started to listen. Like, hey, mama's not playing. I'm not a pushover. You're not gonna think that you're gonna think that you could just walk over me. I'm a sacred woman.
So when you start developing your sacred woman, right, they hear you better.
Yeah.
Well, with a sacred woman, she's ancient. She's the oldest person, and we just different reflections of her. Some of us, she put her energy into a higher degree, like me. When I first met you, I always respected you. But the more you align yourself up, is the more that they increase their energies in you. And then I have to honor you, for the 5-star general you are. And I have to see you for the wellness center you are. Because I hear your past testimony, and I hope some people get the privilege to hear some of that as you go on with your courses and as you write your books. But I got to be privy to more information, and not to be soft or aggressive, but the beauty of Ra as he evolves us, and I see it's not that people are slow, that Ra energy some people elevates them quicker because they're recalled in their DNA, in their RNA from a long time ago. Some people will be added as they discover and wake up. Some of us came here for a purpose, and our mothers and fathers, sisters and brothers in circles, school, environments rocked us to sleep, but we already knew something was in us. That's why we was always odd. But then when you finally get into that circle, right, when you become active and elevated, right, and you discover what the road is, then Ra start downloading you with the information. But when he downloads you, it has to touch the sole of your feet because it comes from Mother Earth too. And he uploads you and it touches here. And so the gift that you have from your third and that you open in your fourth eye is a beauty. And so the sisters, as they receive this, right, and some of them probably don't have a clue what you're talking about. And the way Ra has allowed you to articulate and to break it down, the love that you have for the people is magnificent. And I'm just praying that you sisters that do get to come into this sacred cycle and to honor the women of the Nile. You know, this when you do this, it's just not about you. It's about women before you, the women that's here, and women that's to come. And you're cleaning yourself for your generations. This is not. Can I express something to the sisters?
Yes.
And then don't take it wrong. Motherfuck you, right? This is about your ancestors and about the ones that's coming. Because we get caught up being so selfish and so selfish. We want everything to be about us. But sometimes you have to clean yourself so they can get here. You have to clean yourself so your children can see the light on you.
What I wanted to say was that's the past. That's what we did in the past, and that's why we're in a situation we're in as a
I didn't mean no harm, either, no offense.
As a people, that's the reason why we're in a certain situation. So, you know, grandparents, you know, let's say 100 years from now, they concentrated on just that time. You know, going to work, make a living. They didn't think about our generations and generations and generations and generations. See, if I would have thought about my life now, I would have kept my job.
Okay.
And it would have kept me away from what I'm doing now, because this is for generations and generations and generations. Because once these women come into line with Ma'at, and once they become in balance and harmony with their selves, they become in balance and harmony with their creator, they will become, you know, a powerhouse to go out and to do the work of Ra.
And that's a beautiful point. Because when I said it in an aggressive way, it wasn't really aggressive. It was just being assertive. And I was saying it decent. I love y'all. The sisters love y'all. But I'm saying sometimes we just got to get our selfishness, our selfishness, that the cleansing, the wellness, the holistic healing is not just about us. That we've been here millions of years, and our history, slavery is this small, right? And they thought they can defeat us. That some of us supposed to be fractured, some of us supposed to be insane, silent, but we still standing. And the sister has been given the gift by my Ra, by Nu, the divine manifestation of all matter and energies, and by the higher concentration. And we have to honor the Hatara that entered this sister. Whether you want to, whether you believe, it's not all about the feeling or emotion. It's about gaining the knowledge. The knowledge is programmed in the DNA and RNA. You sisters got something that us men don't have. You have the birthing canal. You just know it. You know, when you stop fighting it, you know it. And that's all I'm saying. If you don't, sisters, y'all step into this circle, then you don't be selfish and self-hating, and you open you up to the divine woman, because that's you, the black woman, the melanated woman, third eye, fourth eye, pineal gland, pituitary gland, intelligence and intellect. You got it, sisters. You sisters are most beautiful. I'm going to say this. Global white supremacy wants you to be like Queen Mary Ann, Queen Victoria, and Elizabeth, and to worship all their magazines and their glamour. And that's another blockage. So when you clean yourself, you're really cleaning out the TV, you're cleaning out magazines and different foods. And go ahead, Princess. I didn't mean to go into that.
No, it's awesome. Like that. It's awesome. It's good that we know that, because we need this. We need a purge. We need to purge ourselves from everything that don't serve us. And TV don't serve us at all. Entertainment is a distraction. So if you want to be sitting there and being entertainment, it's like a drug. And if you want to be addicted to that drug, then you're going to die with it. So
in our media, right, I Am Ra Productions is coming up soon. And we're not going to have television because we're not going to lie. But we will have what we call learning centers, and we'll call culture centers. So it's two things that that screen is supposed to do for us. It's supposed to broadcast things that we can learn from, and it's also supposed to show us our culture. So it's okay to see us dancing and play drums and singing and studying. That's our culture. We have to. We can't pick up other people's culture. They're culture vultures.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to say is a really quick affirmation for the sisters. You can say this at home, say this when you have time, say this in the morning when you wake up. Do it as little as 3 times at a time, you know, repeat it 3 times. But it goes like this. I honor my body as a temple. my body is sacred in a holy space. I honor my body as a temple. My body is sacred in a holy space. I honor my body as a temple. My body is sacred in a holy space. And that's going to take you away from all those activities that are going to disharmonize your body from being that temple, from being that sacred space, from giving it to anybody who just asks for it because they're cute, or from, wearing I'm not saying anything's wrong with it, but once you become into that divine light, you're not going to want to show your sexual side to everybody. That's only for a specific person. It's not for everybody. Everybody don't want to see it.
Can I say this?
Yeah.
If you ever studied the Greeks and the Romans, right? This is when they took over. This is they had to have a lot of time on planet Earth. They have a thing that they teach us in Greek mythology. Mythology means ology. Ology means path, way. So when you hear the word mythology, you're talking about my ology, my way. Everybody don't have the same way.
No.
We have our own ology. We have our own way. That's what we're explaining. But in the Greek mythology, in the Greek way, or the Roman or European way, they have Pandora box, which let out everything that was anti-us. I mean, everything wicked, stuff that was shut down, that wasn't supposed to be in. And so when you clean your secret self, you're putting everything in Pandora box. Pandora represents the woman, but it's the white woman trying to be, using the black woman as her mirror and just doing everything opposite. So when you say these sacred incarnations and you allow the universe to meet you, you have to stay away from contaminated places and toxic people. Because once you make sacred declarations, a sacredness comes into you. Mm-hmm. And you feel energy move behind you. And that energy tries to catch up back with you. So you have to have forward movement. You can't get stuck in one spot. Because if you're stuck in one spot, that energy will catch up with you and you'll be pulled back. And when we're trying to move forward. And what type of forward are we trying to do?
Forward movement.
Moving forward?
Moving forward.
Now this is a raw, uncut video, so we don't know if we're gonna publish it. But it's gonna get published one day, and you're gonna say, "Wow, this is from the archives."
This is our first video together, actually.
It is.
Yes.
It is. It is. We've been talking about channeling energy, making videos, allowing Ron to speak through, allowing my aunt to speak through.
I have something for those free spirits. Keep transgressing your soul, and the universal karma will balance the harm with what consequences are needed.
That is so deep. That is so true. That's true for one true. I don't want to fuck with that. That's I learned a long time ago that we have what they call sin. In Hebrew, sinna means ignorance, a state of ignorance. You don't know. It's something that you don't know. Mm-hmm. Then they have another thing that's called transgression. Transgression is when you know it's some shit you ain't supposed to do, and you promise not to go do it, and you say, "Oh, I'm stupid for doing that shit." We do that, right? Yeah. Like you can love somebody, or you can have a friend that you think is your friend, and they doing some shit that you didn't call to be moved away from, or you give somebody some money, they ain't gonna pay back. It's some transgression against your own self. Mm-hmm. And the transgression against your own self, when you become elevated, you transgress to the rock and my because they're in you. Mm-hmm. And so there is a reciprocation for that, right? It's a reciprocation like me.
My little Taurus horns, you see?
Yeah. There's a reciprocation for that. It's like me. The little things that I have, Rock gave me vision of seeing things grow. If I transgress against any of the things that's supposed to be going on in my life, what little I have will be taken away. Mm-hmm. And we don't look at it because it don't fall apart as a whole. It falls apart piece by piece. And so, for you sisters that have your children, do it for them. Do it for your children's children. Nuba-RA Shu.
I just have one more point to make. Be grateful. That's the best medicine.
That's the best?
It's the best.
That's the best.
That's the best.
Can we laugh at that? Can I tell you one last thing?
What's that?
Misery love company.
It's
so
does
does joy.